And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As I said, quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, just as an insider, individual reads are now back up and open, so if interested, either message me directly or email. Link is on main, and we'll set that up, okay? So what are we looking at in this round of reads? This is going to be your career read for the month of February. At time of recording, we are capping it out as we're closer to Pisces season now. But it's in the understanding of what our labor and our creative talents, what our efforts go to, not only just to get monetary return, but also the other things that fulfill us in life, right? That's what's a career versus just kind of a dead-end job. So preamble to the read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to purposefully misguide you or mislead you. That's really not what I do. What I do here is just designed to lay all our cards on the table. And good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we talk about it. Because tarot, at the end of the day, is a conversation, just an energetic one. So follow along with me in your read today, Aquarius, your career read for the month of February. And yeah, see what the cards say. It's going to be in a past, present, future formation, starting off with the past over here. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this read. Define the past orientation for their career read today. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this read? Well, I guess that's a sign, and it looks like they're all going in the reverse. Yeah, they all went in the reverse. But good, because these are two combative energies. At first, the Page of Wands in the reverse. Ooh, okay, that's interesting to start out. The idea, I don't want to say it's like a pouty kind of attitude, but more so because it is the page. We call these like the kids' tarot, essentially. Can balance huge concepts upon them, but it still holds the base element light and true. Here, your optimism kind of burning out, or just, kind of being stuck in a rut. It's different from, just absolute burnout. I would see that more as being the Nine of Wands oriented. Whereas if it's the Page of Wands, yeah, your positive attitude towards your station, it changed. It changed. And I can tell that because of the Hermit in reverse, the card of Virgo. Whereas you would normally have a monk or an ascetic who can look at scrolls of wisdom and trust the knowledge and the healing capabilities they have. In the reverse, that's just somebody stuck on the same page of a book, lost in their library. They're no better off than they were when they started reading, i.e., yeah, although we acknowledged we didn't want to be there or whatever project we were working on, whatever we were doing, it wasn't good for us. We also made the choice not to address it. And what went better, and this is why I have such an optimistic outlook right now, is the Five of Swords in the reverse. The Fives are normally cards of conflict, whereas the Five of Swords upright would represent, in your home element of air, the idea of self-sabotage. Why can't I get this right? Just a notion that I'm not doing best for or by me. In the reverse, I'm not taking it out on myself anymore. So two things can be true at once. You had a sudden realization that you really didn't want to be where you were anymore, but even more so. And I think that's why I felt there were combative energies between that Five of Swords in the reverse and the Hermit in the reverse. At first we said, really, is this all I'm capable of? Like, really doubting of our own capabilities and trusting in what we can produce. And the Five of Swords said, absolutely not, right? It's a rebuttal. Does it kind of challenge the Hermit in fundamental ways? Yes, because the Hermit suggests, oh, I know more and I didn't do better for me. The Five of Swords suggests, yeah, I did some things that weren't the best for me, but it wasn't all so bad after all. So yeah, our optimism for a station kind of burnt out, but in a way, it also let us know, okay, maybe this is a sign that I either need to change my attitude or change my station. right? So that's the point that you're jumping from right now. Let's look in the present orientation. What of the here and now? Show us the cards we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this reading. What's going on in the here and now? What about the Aquarius collective, their career read? Okay. Down the middle. Okay. Why are we rolling the dice here? Devil, the card of Capricorn. We're gonna get into that in a second. Why so? Ten of Swords. I see what path got taken. And why? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, we're gonna see how long that lasts. Here's what I'm saying. With whatever decision we had, we understood our very unique relationship to it as being, kind of burnt out, done and over, or I probably shouldn't be here anymore. In the present Aquarius, we chose to stay. I'm saying this because the Ten of Swords, as you can see, it's an animal. The nice way I can put it is poked to unconsciousness, or being unalived. And alongside the Devil, the card of Capricorn. This is one of the cards that get one of the worst reps, and I always have to cover it. But long story short, the Devil is one of the most useful cards in the tarot deck because it shows us the parts of ourselves that we don't like, right? In that way, it is actually the most brutally honest card in the deck. And here, especially because it's your career read and we saw your past orientation, right? We are saying with the Queen of Pentacles underneath and the Ten of Swords on the outside, hey, I understand this should be dead and over, but I am too comfortable to leave. In other words, it's a false comfortability because it's hinging upon basically your complicity in something that you do not want to be a part of anymore, right? You're saying your comfort, whatever it is outweighing your better judgment. And so the Devil here, oh no, it's like you're almost waking up resenting having to go to your job. But at the same exact time, you're not brave enough to leave it right now for whatever number of reasons. But the main priority reason that you have isn't because of, oh, I don't think that I'm good enough for anything. No, you're actually very confident in your skills. That's why you were having that internal argument in the past orientation. In fact, right now, it's all about material comfort. And I can't understand the argument behind that of having something, but that having something is also kind of eating away at you right now, right? And the present orientation saying, okay, you want to have something, then you better put up with everything else that you said you were going to change, right? Kind of put up or shut up kind of thing. And the future orientation, show us the cards we need to see, please, for the Aquarius collective. What are the cards that we need to see, please, for our Aquarians in this reading? Because again, I do understand the premise of having something in front of you, some form of stability, but once you've already been shown the signs of leaving, departure, or endings, then the universe oftentimes, a good 9 times out of 10, pushes you in the most annoying ways possible to that hard-fought conclusion that we already discussed. It's almost always how it works. Why are you breaking? Why are you breaking? I don't think that's bad shuffling. I think that we're getting defensive now. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for the Aquarian collective. Because we already established internally how we feel about it, and simultaneously we went right back to it. That's the same thing as, the internal monologue of, wow, I really shouldn't be in this relationship anymore, but we're too afraid to leave, so we put up with staying in a situation that we don't want to be in anymore, right? Very similar in a career read. We established we probably shouldn't be at this job. We've gone through X number of reasons, created a whole list for it, and still said, you know what? I guess I'm going to stay. Yeah. So what of the future orientation? Star, the card of Aquarius, aka you. What about putting you first? What are we trying to see? Two of Pentacles. Trying to find what balances out. Knight of Cups. What it actually means to give the best of ourselves. Okay. So it's not about necessarily making the best of your current circumstance, Aquarius. I don't necessarily interpret that as such. Because you put the card that was the first drawn in your future orientation is you. It both represents hope and the capacity of humanity. But in this case, because this is the future orientation of your career read, The idea that I can give the better or best versions of me. And it's not me internalizing or taking out everything on myself. I understand that I'm betraying myself in the present moment. That's very much obvious and true. But rather in the future, okay, if I'm saying this is what balance looks like, is this also what a good part of me when I give the best of myself can also look like in that circumstance. This is my drive in action. Let me give the best of me, that Knight of Cups, and not hold back. In that way, um, do I really see you staying in this position? Not really, because you're having such, an emotional back and forth about it. Is it automatically guaranteed that you're staying there? And that's your decision to make. But whatever you're approaching with, we're saying we're not betraying the self again, right? Are we there yet? Absolutely not. We're too stuck in our comfort zone. But when we decide that what we want to pursue is more important than our fears of I won't have, the bank account that I like, or like so many things are up in the air. When we decide that that's not more important than chasing our own path, then that's when things start to change. We're just not there yet. Underneath it all, Queen of Cups. Again, we want to give the best of ourselves, but the best of ourselves is located elsewhere away from this. Sometimes I'm good at my job. Okay. Let's see the connective energies. Reveal to us cards of connection for Aquarius's read. What occupies an empty space that is held between time-based orientations. Here, defining the space that bridges the gap between past and present orientation, the what was and the what is. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aquarius in this career read. Page of Wands. Okay. So our optimism relit, and I see that Page of Wands because of the very, specific placement that it has here. Sorry, I'm just trying to straighten the cards out on my end. Combating this Page of Wands in the reverse, right? We get our groove back, right? We kind of reaffirm, okay, if I can't change my circumstance, then how do I actually feel about this? So instead of letting it get us down, we try to have a shift in perspective. I like that for you. The Emperor, card of Aries. At the end of the day, it comes down to a decision that we make and one that we have to stand by. Good or bad, come rain or sunshine. Why? Page of Cups. What are the little things that make it worth it? Right? And I think we're skipping by. Again, we're kind of putting the cart ahead of the horse in terms of our purpose here, Aquarius, because we're trying to override our feelings, how we feel about it internally, mentally. And I know that air, you are the sign of fixed air. There's anybody who could try to rationalize something. It is you. That is one of your unique gifts across all the zodiac signs. But more than that, it's the realization that we can say we're the victim of circumstance, or we can realize the choices that we are making, even if it's against our own better judgment. And at least because we had that level of assessment in between the past and the present, we're also in our present looking at, I really don't want to be here, but what else is there for me right now? Right. So we're at a crossroads, and that explains a lot more of just, trying to move away from a victimhood mentality to an autonomous space of growth. And I think we're on the precipice of that right now. Next, show what is held in between the present and future orientation for Aquarius in its career read. Show us cards we need to see, please. What are the connective energies between the what is and the what if? What occupies this empty space between the two? The Tower. Okay. So let's see what goes along with the Tower, because this makes a lot more sense how you got to, really putting yourself first, just not in the way that you originally thought it was. Two of Pentacles. Picking yourself back up again. Why? The King of Wands, the ability to do it right this time. Simply put, with that Tower, one of the other big three cards that people tend to worry so much about in the deck, the Tower is ultimately designed in our good. Just like, the hidden ability of the Devil, the card of Capricorn here, the Tower is designed in our own best interest. it just oftentimes drags us there kicking and screaming because it's so violently disruptive to our current circumstance. Why? The tornado, when that weather, that storm strikes, is meant to clear out that which is not meant for you anymore, right? You've already contemplated what ain't meant for you. It's this job. It's whatever thing you already had the internal battle about. And right now you're having the external battle about, but what about my comfort? What about the things I built? What about this condo that I bought with all the financial security that's been brought? In other words, where that should be your expression of freedom has become your crutch. And so the universe is always listening. Remember that. If there's nothing else you take from my reads, always remember the universe is listening to you. It's also hearing this, a lot of this echo chamber you create within yourself right now. And so the tower comes in and says, okay, well, if you don't want to worry anymore, then I'll take away the things that's causing you to worry. Eventually, you will be looking for a new form of employment. That's the nicest way I can put it, Aquarius. How do I put this? If the cause and cure is rooted in the same exact thing, then it's not helping you at all, right? If the cause is a job you already established you should no longer be at, but you stay there because it's providing some form of material comfort and accruement that you have designated as something that you want for yourself, then you're also implicitly saying, I am willing to put up with whatever amount of BS is going to come my way to justify having my comfort zone that got created here. Now, that doesn't change the amount of upset everything that you have, Aquarius. It just changes the circumstance. And because you let that boundary down, it's going to become more and more taxing in your present until it gets to the point where I don't even want to be here anymore. That's the thing that you're facing right now. And so the tower coming in saying, okay, if you really don't want this, if you really, really don't want this, then let me take it away from you. You will have to decide what you feel about that. The universe is always listening underneath it all. 3 of Wands, the expectation of the horizon. Again, being able to give the best of me, the most informed of me. How do we operate? How do we do that right? I like that for you. Okay? Define the major arcana strewn across the table for Aquarius in this career read. We will now look to the Hermit in the reverse, the card of Virgo. Why are we not trusting the wisdom and the knowledge set out before us? Why do we feel stuck on the same page? Show us the cards we're going to see, please. We start here. King of Swords, because it requires action, not just a debate of intentionality. We know what the right answer is, and it doesn't feel us leaving any better. In fact, it left us feeling a lot worse because we realized, no, this situation isn't going to change. I need to. Oh boy, how do I actually feel about it now? To the Devil, the card of Capricorn, 2 of Cups. Interesting. And I don't see that as an intimate partner relationship here, Aquarius. I see that as, well, this is supposed to be my ideal path. So I guess I got to stick with it, right? And that's why I said the metaphor earlier of staying in a relationship you shouldn't be in, right? This 2 of Cups in this career read, particularly behind the Devil, well, I mean, this is what my degree is in. This is what I'm known for. This is a company I've been with for a while. This is, the things I promote on social media. Whatever kind of type of justification we have. That also became, whereas we once saw it as, our opportunity and our freedom, now it's becoming our jailer, right? It's becoming our, our overseer. It is not providing us any more freedom. Because just because it's a good match doesn't mean it's a good match anymore. And that's the debate that you're having right now. Star, the card of Aquarius, you, Hermit. There we go. And that's different from this Hermit that came out in the reverse. No, I know how to prioritize me, and I'm not going to let the illusion of comfort guard me from the truth I've already come to. Here, again, you're not there yet, Aquarius, but you're eventually going to come back to this point that you had, this internal argument that you had very recently, I'm getting, of, yeah, I probably shouldn't be here anymore, but it's going to be in a state of, well, who am I left to be now? We're going to explore that. To the Emperor, the card of Aries, Seven of Pentacles. The decision to say it is what it is and we're going to stick it through. Well, I think there's a difference between the ideological conclusion and the actual decisions we want to make. And that's, again, the battle we're having in the present. To that Tower, Temperance, the card of Sagittarius. Here, Temperance, the things that naturally heal over time, that creates new life pathways for us, it can only happen when that which is no longer meant for us gets pushed out of the way. In a crossing pattern, Four of Wands, what does it mean to be safe and secure, truly safe and secure in your station? It means a new beginning. The Fool. To be naive enough to believe that there's something else out there if I'm brave enough to take that step. I'm not saying you're going to be leaving right this moment, Aquarius, but you already energetically are aligning with packing your bags. It's only a matter of time before they're fully zipped. Resolution, real cards of resolution for Aquarius in this read. What is health and space resolution for Aquarius in their career read today? Emperor, the card of Aries. It comes down to choice. At the end of the day, it is about choice. The choice to stay, the choice to leave, the choice to decide what we want to see out of this life. Particularly through our career, our labor, and our efforts, it all comes back to me and what decision I'm willing to stand on. Four of Pentacles. What is a good investment? What is worth holding on to? Underneath it all, Strength, the card of Leo. Okay? And I think, that's all the fire signs on the board. The power of internal fortitude to make our decisions and not waver from them, right? That's kind of different from the Emperor, because that's just the person who gives the decree that makes that decision. Whereas for Strength, it examines the relationship between the beast and the beastmaster. Those two have their own individual pros and cons. However, when they combine their strength, or able to foster the things that are not immediately revealed from within, they're able to come to better conclusions and establish a stable bond. All that to say that once we trust our voice, we know what is truly right for us. What do I see in your read today, Aquarius? You've already come to the conclusion you probably shouldn't be at the job or whatever station you're at right now, but you also are not willing to give it up, because so much of your material comfort is still rooted in that place. So because of that, universe heard you, and now it's tacking on the things that you already don't like about it, and it's amplifying it. Because again, universe is always listening, and it looks like eventually it will come to a breaking point where you will have to decide where you want to go with it, but ultimately you'll be in a much better place to do something for and by your decision, not just by your comfort zone. New beginnings can happen. We just got to be able to take it one step at a time. So believe that, you do have the gumption from within to pursue that path, and that good and better things can be out there. Eventually it will come. That's all I see in your read today, Aquarius. I hope the conversation helped. And it's a toughie, because you seem to get a lot of coin, or at least a lot of material benefit from it. But that's not the question you're having right now. The question is, why am I here? And if that's a starting point, then we probably already know what the ending point is. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.